Let's get to it then. The Best Night Ever is the first season finale in MLP, as well as the end of the first recognizable plot thread running through the series, making it kind of a big deal. The first time I watched it, I'd forgotten about the Ticketmaster, and I didn't really get what was going on. Once I'd checked myself and rewatched the important episodes, I realized how big of a payoff The Best Night Ever really was for those episodes. The relationship between the Ticketmaster and The Best Night Ever is kind of brilliant, because it retroactively shows us just how wrong all the ponies were in thinking that they had good reasons for going. Applejack, did you even think about your marketability in Canterlot? Rainbow, did you really think it was going to be all about you? Pinky, did you know there's more than one kind of party? Etc. I've been a fan of Miss Fortune's theory that the ponies who really had the best reasons to go to the gala were Pinky and Fluttershy, since they seemed to have goals that could most reasonably be expected to happen. But this episode proves that the whole idea that any pony had the best reason to go is a complete farce. This episode is relatable on two levels. If you've ever had really high expectations going into something only for them to be utterly shot down, you'll know what this is like. I developed the motto, high hopes, low expectations, out of situations like this one. It's also relatable in the way of painting the main six as outsiders and betraying their expectation that other places are just like Ponyville. This theme was brought to the forefront in Sweet and Elite, wherein Rarity's friends are painted strictly as country folk, but it's perhaps even more effective in this episode, wherein no pony really sees it coming. Canterlot is stuck up and haughty, but more importantly, it's different. It's so different that even the animals are too good for common folk. One of the complaints I've seen raised about this episode is that it doesn't make sense for Fluttershy to fail at communicating with animals, since this is supposed to be her special talent. But that's the point. Pinkie Pie's special talent is that she makes ponies happy, but she can't do that here. Applejack's talent is making and selling apple products, but no pony wants what she's selling up in Canterlot. These ponies don't belong here. One of the more entertaining parts of this episode for me is watching Rainbow Dash follow the Wonderbolts around. It's interesting to note that the Wonderbolts aren't really different from the main six in terms of attitude, but they're famous athletes. They have the presence of sports stars that everyone else in this party has probably staked money on here and there. A team like the Wonderbolts comes to a place like this to pick up sponsorships and to make deals, not to hang out. It's awesome that they recognized Rainbow Dash from the Sonic Rainboom episode, but this really wasn't the time and place to try and talk. I've often thought that if Rainbow actually found a chance to meet with the Wonderbolts while they weren't busy, they'd probably give her more time of day. Coming at this episode more from a meta-contextual perspective, it seems to be a parody of the fairy tale idea of the one night that can change the main character's life forever. It shows deliberation in this regard by making slights at the classic Cinderella fairy tale at every turn. It's evident that this isn't going to be like the fairy tales right from the start, with Twilight's friends reacting to her mouse-horse abominations. Later in the episode, we also get an epic throwback to Cinderella's glass slipper, wherein Rarity smashes hers to pieces to ensure that a certain asshole prince will never find her. Looking at it from the perspective of Lauren Faust's ambition with My Little Pony, to buck the trend of lame girls cartoons being full of empty romance and characters who expect to be swept off their feet and carried away instead of earning victory by their own hooves, the episode delivers a very bold message. Fairy tales are bullshit and the real world can be harsh, but you make the most of it and enjoy what you get by having good friends. The themes of subversion and pulling back the curtain on fairy tale tradition run heavily throughout the episode. At the start, Rarity locks Spike out of the dressing room because guys shouldn't watch girls getting dressed, only for Applejack to remind her that they don't usually wear clothes to begin with. As a result of being in the dressing room, we get a behind-the-scenes look at how the feminine mask comes on, so to speak. Instead of the girls just disappearing for a little while to return all prettied up, we see Rarity putting on fake eyelashes, Applejack spit-shining Fluttershy's hooves, and Pinky's hair refusing to cooperate. Twilight reassures Spike that everyone will get to spend time together and he'll be able to have fun, only for the entire group to leave him in the dust the moment the song is over. Even the part where Spike whips the ponies pulling the cart, only to get a curt reaction from one of them, serves as a subversion. Of course, we know how the rest goes. It's not enough that none of the ponies succeed, they all have the rugs utterly pulled from under them. Twilight actually gets to stand next to Celestia, Rainbow gets to talk to the Wonderbolts, Fluttershy gets to see the cool animals, Rarity actually courts the prince, and Applejack even makes at least one good sale. The only pony who doesn't even begin to succeed is Pinky, Pinky, which is even more hilarious considering my earlier statement that she had the most reasonable ambition of all. Around the 12-minute mark, there's this great moment in which all of the ponies realize that they aren't in a fairy tale. Nothing is gonna happen on its own, so they decide to make it happen. If this was an anime series, all that hard work and guts might have led to a happy ending, but MLP doesn't even bother. This isn't an episode about living your dreams. It's about realizing that your dreams are shitty and unrealistic, and they're gonna put you on the path to insanity and alcoholism, and sometimes it's better to just enjoy life as it is. Or at least it's a lesson about having down-to-earth expectations and not thinking that reality can live up to what's in your head. Either way, it's brutal and I love it.